Big question here on today's episode of Morning Kickaround. For the first time in their 26-year history, Pittsburgh Riverhounds crowned the USL Championship champions. And as the celebrations began and the broadcast left, one thing was missing: an actual trophy celebration. And it wasn't because they don't know how to do that. Just last week, USL 1 had, a standard, stage, confetti, trophy lift, the whole thing. But that was suspiciously absent from this weekend's game in Tulsa.
It was. So let's bring up a comment from an ultra and a guest on the show. Our friend Tom, Soccer Zombie, really thought the rushed USL Championship celebration was just because the CBS network window was closing. No idea it would be because USL would cut off its own nose to spite its face. In fact, Rob Kerr said the same thing to me, and he was confused when we were in our show chat. Like, was this not about the broadcast window? What are you talking about? And it seems clear, as confirmed by a number of outlets, people on the ground there in Tulsa, that's not what happened. Now, let's catch everybody up, Rob. For people who do not know what went down, it started with this, which is the players and fans supporting the idea of professional standards before pro rel, right? There's a current CBA negotiation happening between the USL Players Association and the league. And as we to understand, there's a bit of an impasse right now. USLPA on their social media posting images of fans who held up signs to support the players. Broadcast didn't show it. Supporters did. Here is this. We do have this image of the players walking out with their T-shirts. USL HQ, Pro Rel, try pro standards first. Everything seems to be wrapped in this, that USL got a little in their feelings and upset and prickly about the fact that the players made a show about the CBA during the championship game on the broadcast. So there was no trophy lift on the stage. And you can see it here as, again, USL players have put on their Instagram. 2 finals, 2 leagues, 2 very different endings. The picture there of the USL League One Championship. So is that one Knoxville who won that title?
Yep.
Lifting their trophy with the backdrop, with the banner, with the USL League One final. There's confetti in the air, the magic of the cup. And then down there, the Pittsburgh Riverhound players holding up a trophy, but doing so on their own, on the field, et cetera, et cetera. 2 finals, 2 leagues, totally different endings. Last week, League One got the full trophy treatment. Stage, confetti, everything. This week, championship winners got none of it, even though all the ceremony materials were brought and ready on site. That is interesting to me. That's the detail that is like, whoa, you brought this stuff, you paid for the stuff, and you didn't even use it? The league canceled the celebration because players wore shirts calling for better standards. A quiet United Stadium stand met with silence, but canceling the moment doesn't cancel the message. It proves it. So again, this seems to be USL saying, we don't like what you did. And so we took your toys away. You were bad, you were naughty, and you got your toys taken away.
Right? Yeah, that's insane, because that means during that game that I watched at home, the broadcast was great. CBS Sports, they treated it as a, real thing. It wasn't, a halfway, production. It was a good production, great show, but it ended so weird. Just like Tom Soccer Zombie said, they went long and went to extra time, went to penalties. College football, that window was already late. So as they win the penalty shootout, the Riverhounds, they stream into the corner, into their fans. It's a jubilant celebration. I have, hairs on the back of my neck standing, like, what a moment. And then as they're kind of rolling the credits, the announcers, Mike Watts is, thanking everybody. They're wrapping up the show. And a USL official kind of just limp-armed, unenthusiastically just hands the trophy to a player and just walks off. And I thought, like Tom, maybe they were just trying to cram it in that last 30 seconds, get a moment with the players and the trophy before they go to commercial. And then maybe the trophy lift is on a streaming network or something later on. But no, during that game, during that broadcast, the centerpiece, the biggest moment of the season in theory for USL, there was decision-making going on during that broadcast to be like, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We have the stuff, but we're not doing it. They don't deserve
all you're doing, USL, all you're doing is proving you don't have the professional standards that the players are calling you out on. You could have instead of this, Yeah, look, okay, maybe you're in a battle over the CBA, or you made all this noise and you're upset that they're raining on your parade on your biggest broadcast. But the better thing to do here is to take the high road, right? The better thing to do here is to do all the pomp and circumstance, to give the players their moment, to make it look like this is a big time league, because that's how you sell it to the fans. This is a big time league they should care about. Here's another picture from the USL players on Instagram. Uh, Pittsburgh player holding the trophy. Championship won, a moment these players earned. There was a celebration, but the way it was handled said a lot. No proper trophy presentation. We covered that. A chicken sandwich instead of a champagne moment. In the background of this picture, you can see a player carrying what looks to be to-go boxes of, I'm assuming, chicken sandwiches with the like. I don't know. This is Tulsa's baseball stadium, so I don't know exactly what they're allowed to do. But what would normally happen when a team wins a championship? What would a locker room look like, Rob? What would we?
In other sports, you see, champagne being sprayed all over everyone, music blaring, players dancing.
They tarp off the lockers. Everything's all the carpets all covered to protect everything. And they're saying, "Celebrate, boys! You just won the biggest trophy this league can offer. Celebrate like it's the best thing that's ever happened to you." Because you know why? Not only because it might be the best thing that's ever happened to you, and you deserve that, you earned it, because it makes us look good as a league. You make us look like this matters to you. That's important to the USL. You're selling the USL. USL, oh, man.
Yeah, if this picture was them with their goggles on, getting doused in champagne, like holding the USL Championship champions T-shirt and stuff like that, that would look a lot better than chicken sandwiches in a boring locker room.
Just it looks like USL decided to piss into a headwind. I'm just going to say that. Just
before you read this, I think this is a good comment that kind of explains it good from Tom. USL could diffuse this by explaining why they did that, but the fact that they have not seems to corroborate the spiteful reports.
Yeah, if you do this and allow the USL players to set the narrative, and I have no reason to doubt the USL players. I'm not saying they're lying, right? I'm not saying that at all. They're the only story out there. The USL isn't because they can't. Because it feels like they probably can't. Because what are you going to say? Yeah, we decided not to do the stage and the things that we did for the League One final because logistics. Because we were going to hurt the field there in Tulsa, and the baseball team would have been mad at us, or because I don't know, like something broke. I mean, they're not, and I don't want them to lie, but they're not even saying that, right?
No,
because they probably don't have anything to lean on. They have nothing. This is Augustine Williams, plays for Pittsburgh. Now that my adrenaline of happiness is gone, the way they treated us on the day we became champions of the league is absolute bullshit. You do not treat champions that way. 26 years of no trophy, and we break it, and you celebrate us that way? Come on now. That's not professionalism. We worked really hard for that moment as players and teammates. I feel bad for Augustine. I feel bad for everybody involved in that Pittsburgh Riverhounds organization that gave everything they could to win that trophy, and then we're treated like that. And again, like, I'm excited for what the USL is trying to do. I have enough. I'm wise enough in this game, Rob. I've seen enough. I've been in, sorry to use war metaphors. I don't like them. They're sometimes icky, but I've been in the trenches, right, of these soccer wars. I've seen the battles go down. I've seen both sides annihilate each other. I'm cynical enough to know that this is not just about doing right by soccer. USL is not doing some magnificent thing like, oh, we're going to fix soccer in America because it's the right way to do it. No, they're doing business things for business reasons, and it happens to be something soccer fans want to see. Promotion and relegation in this country, and have every right to go after first division status under the professional league standards as they exist. So I'm thrilled that they're taking these steps. We say dot the map. And who's dotting the map more than anybody else? USL is dotting the map all over the place. We get to talk about new teams almost every week. We get to talk about new stadium plans almost every week because of the USL, and I'm thrilled by that. But this is a massive misstep. And until they figure this out with the players, I just don't know how you're going to get to do all the things you're promising you're going to do.
Yeah, and that counterpoint, the logistics is absolutely a hogwash too, because Tulsa had a Western Conference Championship presentation stage on that field. So there's no possible way that logistics could have prevented the trophy raising there. And great point. And I'm not sure if in the actual negotiation room it'll give them any leverage, but in the public forum, having this is definitely leverage for the players, or at least as far as empathy goes, any more than they already had, to show that they're willing to pull something. The league is willing to pull something off the table because they, their feelings are hurt, or they felt like it was out of line in some sort of a way. And to your point, it's like, I would recommend viewers go back if you want to hear more. Our interview with Connor Tobin about a month or two ago, and every time I followed up, it seems like nothing has happened in the negotiations since then. So I think that's still current. So if you want to hear more from the players union, I'd recommend that Connor Tobin interview. But it is a little disappointing that this could have been a big moment, and it was. I mean, it was a big moment. National network television, great broadcast, entertaining game. Could have used the goals, but entertaining game, very dramatic. Came down to the last, and then the winners not treated as winners.
Again, just to reiterate how petty this is, it's not like the Pittsburgh players. And I don't think there was no indication that they were going to get on that stage and like rip off their jerseys and show the t-shirts from the beginning of the game and the walkout. That was a moment for them on camera to make a statement, right? I'm not saying that you can trust them entirely for the USL, but again, the smarter thing to do is to be as professional as possible, because you claim that level of professionalism. And if you act differently, you send the message that you're petty, that your cut rate, that you're lesser than, right? You don't look like, there's no way that the NFL, the NBA, Major League Soccer, the Premier League, any of them would change their plans because of a statement made by players, regardless of what that statement was. No matter how much they disagreed with that statement, they would not change their plans. That's how ridiculous you look right now, USL.
To be a fly on the wall when those USL executives were saying they don't deserve a stage. But interesting times in American soccer. The fun continues. The soccer wars continue. And we shall see how this all plays out. Before we get out of here, got to say, tip of the hat, brand new member. I hope I'm saying this right. Hapatian Cat. But thank you for being on board. Brand new member, Cat. Thank you for coming an MK Ultra. And then from earlier in the show, Beef in GR. And so we got a pair of new members during the show. Thank you for hopping aboard. And then any new subscribers during the show, thank you for joining up too.
Yes, make sure you jump in. Well, I'll post the Discord again on the YouTube channel when I can. Today's very busy, but I'm going to do that. If you put your location in the Dot the Map channel, you will get dotted on the map, and we will share that again very shortly. But again, today's very busy, so I got to get out of here. But yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, we will be back soon, either on Friday or on Monday. But until then, everybody, enjoy your soccer. Thanks for being with us.